Hello guys, in this video we'll be looking at automata of module 2. So firstly we'll see what is a regular expression. So regular expression is simply a language that is accepted by an automata that is represented using an expression which is called as regular expression. So usually a regular expression contains of the star that represents 0 or more, and the dot which represents concatenation, and the union symbol which represents the or operation. So suppose this is the regular expression, how do you convert this into automata? So firstly, a dot b is concatenation. So when you're doing a concatenation, so this is the start state. After start states you have a, so you write a transition from a to q1. This is an intermediate state, intermediate final state, because a could be, suppose you take only this as 1 and only b as 1, so this could be an intermediate final state. Then you have an epsilon transition, after which you will have another concatenation, that is b. So after like when you are specifying the concatenation, you need to have an epsilon transition to have another concatenation to start. So here it is q2, then you have b, then you have an intermediate final state again, then you again have a epsilon transition, after which you have a union b. A union b simply is that a or b. For that, what you do is you have two ways, that is through given by one epsilon here and one epsilon here. So one epsilon will take you to a, and you have a final state, intermediate final state, and you have an epsilon and then the final state. Then again here the epsilon transition will take you to b, and you have intermediate final state, then you have epsilon that will take you to the final state. So then you have a clean star, that is whole, that is again it will be repeated. So from here to here it will be epsilon transition. So this is epsilon transition, then you have from here to here again epsilon transition. So that means it will be repeated. Star means it will be repeated 0 or more times. So this is about how you convert the regular expression into automata. Now you can take another example. So you have a star union b star, a union b, a star b star. So firstly, a star union b star, since there is a union operator, a star or b star. So you have an epsilon and an epsilon going for a star one side and b star the other side. So a star, how it is written, a one thing, then star, how do you write, one epsilon from here and one epsilon from here, and epsilon to the intermediate final state, and the b goes same as that of a. After this you have a union b. So as you had done in earlier problem, so epsilon either a or b, then you have epsilon, then you have intermediate final state again, then you have a star b star. This is a concatenation with clean star. So for concatenation, as we said, we need to have an epsilon transition. So epsilon, then you have a star state, then you have a, then you have star, that means epsilon transition here, then you have again an epsilon because it is in concatenation, then you have another state, then you have b, then you have epsilon transitions because it is star again. So that is about how do you convert an regular expression into automata. Now converting an automata into regular expression, you have two methods. So firstly you have the heuristic approach. So in the heuristic approach you have three main key points, that is, firstly, all the states should be reachable to the final state. If they are not reachable, if they are not able to reach the final state, you have to remove that state. And the initial state should not have any incoming edge, and the final, if it has, then there should be a new start state that should be created. And for final state, if there are two or more final states, or if there are outgoing edges from the final state, a new final state should be created. So these are the conditions first you have to check, after which you have to start ripping one state of the other, leaving only the start and the final state, then you'll get the regular expression for that particular automata. So let us take an example. So here you have this automata. So firstly we'll see if all these states are reachable to the final state. From q1, yeah, you can go to the final state. From q2 you can go to the final state. From q3 you don't have any transition to go to the final state. So what do? You have to remove the q3 with its corresponding transition. So once it is removed, the transition and q3, it will look like this, the automata. After which you have the final state. Now look at the final state. Final state, you have one final state, okay, that is good, but you have outgoing edges from final state. okay, that is the transition A. So this can't be happening, so you have to put a new final state. So new final state is obtained by having epsilon transition to the new final state, that is QF, and this remains as it is. This since we have made this as the final state, this will be remained as the normal state. Afterwards we'll check for the start symbol. So since this Q naught is the start symbol itself, it should not have any incoming edge. It's not any out. Here the final state should not have any outgoing edges. Since it has outgoing edges, it will be removed. Here in the initial state, it should not have any incoming edges. Since it has incoming edges, it should have, since incoming edge from Q2, it should have a new start state. For that, you have S as the new start state with epsilon transition to the the initial start state. Then all the other things remains the same. So once you have done this, you have to start ripping the states. So that is step 4. So you can rip any of the states as you wish, but go from right to left, from this side to this side, so it will be easier. So firstly we'll start ripping Q2. So once you can look here, once you start, so if you want to rip Q2, what happens? Firstly, you have to see what are the paths that come across this Q2. Since if you rip Q2, you have B and B that is going to Q naught. So that is BB that is going to Q naught. Then you also have B and A which is going to Q1. So these are the two transitions that you have that is going across Q2. So that will be from Q1 it is BA that is here, and from Q1 to Q0 it is BB. So replacing the Q2 with the corresponding transitions that come across Q2. After which, say suppose you want to rip Q1. So if you rip in Q1, here it is a loop that is BA. So that will be represented as BA star. And so A, BA star, BB that is coming back to Q0. So that is a loop, and you have the expression I told earlier. Then since as you can observe from Q0 you have two parts. Either you can go for epsilon to the final state, or you can go with A, BA star, BB to the final state. So what happens is once you rip Q0, the RE, that is regular expression, becomes epsilon or A, BA star, BB and whole star. Why whole star? Because Q0 is having a loop. So that's why you write it as whole star. So that was about the heuristic approach. Now coming to the standard approach, you will follow the same steps as you have done in the heuristic approach, the 4 steps. After that, you have to have transitions from all state to all other states. That is a phi transition. So suppose we take an example now, and you have to remember formula here. R of P comma Q is equal to R dash of P comma Q union R of P comma rip is R of P comma rip R of rip comma rip whole star R of rip comma Q. So this is the formula. P and Q are the states through which the state we are ripping, that will have a transition, and rip is the state that we are ripping, that is ripping out of the automata. So now coming to the question. So you have this question, and you'll use the heuristic approach steps. That is, you'll since the start state has incoming edge, you'll have a new start state, and since the start state, I mean the final state, has an outgoing edge, it will have a new final state having epsilon transition. So that was then all the other states are reachable, so you don't have to remove any states. That is about heuristic approach. After which you'll have transition from all the states. So all the states including that state. So A, with A there is no transition, so you write it as epsilon transition. B, you have 0, okay. C, you don't have any transition with C, so it is epsilon. Then from S you have direct transition to A, so there is no need of putting epsilon, I mean phi transition. But for B you don't have a direct transition from S, so you put a phi transition. For C also the same thing goes, and for F also the same thing goes, phi transition. And now coming to C to A, you have a transition, so no worries. C to B you have a transition, no worries. But B to A you don't have a transition, so you put a epsilon transition. And so that is about if there is no direct transition, you will put a phi transition. and only when you're removing the final state and the start states, you'll be putting epsilon transition. So when you've got this, you start ripping. So ripping, you use the formula as mentioned earlier. So firstly, let us say we are ripping B state. So for ripping B, you'll see the path which come across that state B. So that is A to C, there is a path through B. Okay, so you have R of A comma C. So R of A comma C is nothing but the formula R of P comma Q is equal to R dash of A comma C, that is R dash of P comma Q again, union R of A comma B, that is R of P comma rip. Rip here is B, so P here is A, so B, so R of A comma B, then R of B comma B whole star, that is R of rip comma rip whole star. Then you have R of rip comma Q. So here rip is B and Q is C. So you've written this. Then you see A to C, what is the transition? You have A to C has phi. Then you have union. You see the automata and you write the values. Then you have R of A B, that is 0 comma 1. 0 comma 1 is nothing but 0 or 1. So you write it as 0 union 1. Then you have B comma B whole star. So what is B of B? R of B of B, that is 0. Since they have given star, it is 0 of star. Then you have B comma C. B comma C is 1. So you write it as 1. So R of A comma C, this is the value. Then you have the other transition that is going through B. That is from B, it is going from C again to C. So it is R of C comma C. For R of C comma C, that is again R dash of C comma C union R of rip comma P, that is R of this is C comma C, that is P comma Q, then rip comma P, that is P comma rip, that is C comma B, then R of B comma B, that is rip comma rip whole star, then you have R of rip comma Q. So again you see through the automata and you write the values, and after that you replace, then the automata is replaced, A to C transition is replaced with whatever you've got the answer here, and C to C transition is replaced with whatever answer you've got. Then again you start ripping the next state. Suppose we are ripping C. For ripping C, you see what is the path that is coming across. One is A to F, the other is A to A. For A to F, again you will apply the same formula and you'll get the answer as epsilon. So one thing to remember here is, you have, if it is phi whole star, that means it is epsilon. And suppose you have something, some expression into that is concatenation of epsilon, it will be phi, it will be phi, because phi usually is you can take phi as 0 and epsilon as 1, so it will be 0. So A comma A will be done as it is. So again A comma A and A comma F transition will be replaced with the whatever new values you get. Then again you have to rip A. For ripping A, you perform what is the path that is coming across A, that is S comma F. Then you'll find out the transition for S comma F using the formula mentioned earlier. So the last thing is the RE that you'll get in the standard approach. So coming to the next topic, that is closure properties of regular languages. The first theorem is regular languages are closed under union, concatenation and clean star. As we saw that usually the regular expression is represented using union, concatenation and clean star. We can take some like the example we took for conversion of a regular expression into automata, and you just write the regular expression and you convert it into an automata. So since we can convert an automata or construct an automata for the union, concatenation and clean star, the regular languages is closed under union, concatenation and clean star. So that is about the theorem 1. Now coming to theorem 2, the regular languages are closed under complement. So suppose we will take a language that is accepted by an automata L1, the language L1 is accepted by an automata L1, automata M1. Language L1 is accepted by an automata M1. So what happens is the automata can be defined as M is equal to Q, Q naught, del, and you have sigma, then you have F. Also we can construct another automata, that is M2, which accepts a language L2. Or here it is L dash and M dash. So it could be a language L dash that is accepted by an automata M dash. So that could be usually represented using L dash is equal to L of M dash. So this m dash can be represented using, that is, q sigma del q naught and q minus f. Why q minus f? Because in the second automata that will construct, we'll take the final state to be all the other states except the final state of the earlier constructed automata. So we'll look at an example. So you have to write the example 2 for this theorem. So suppose a language where w which ends with ab, so you know how to write a dfa. So you have DFA or NFA here. So it is a Q naught A and B. So there is a final state, and this is A and B. For here, for B transition, it could be, there's telling that it should end with AB. So it can start with any of the things. So you can write a B loop, and it should end with AB. So here it could be a loop. So it can have AB there, and A, if it comes here, it will can go to final state. So AB again. So if it is B, it has to come to this state. So this is about the NFA for this language. Now what you can do is, you suppose you have a language L dash which does not end with the string AB. What you can do is, you have to convert all the states, normal states, into final states, and the final state into normal state, and the transitions should remain same. So this would be the answer. So that is how it is written in the definition of the automata also, q minus f. So here the final state is represented taking of the final state of this thing. So all the other states will be final states. Now coming to theorem 3, here if suppose there is a language L and you have a language L of R, then it is closed under regular language. That is, it is applicable for reverse. So the proof for the reverse is, if there is a language L, that is a regular language, and it constructs an automata M, and you can also have another automata that accepts the language L of R. For this, you have to reverse all the transitions that are present in L, and also you must make the initial state as the only final state, and the start state S should have a epsilon transition to all the accepting states of M. That is the earlier automata you've constructed. So we'll take an example. Suppose the string that ends with 0, 1. So you'll write the NFA for that. After that, what you have to do is, you have to change all the so here it is starts with 1, 0. So it is a reverse. So all the transitions should be reversed, and you have to make the initial state as the only final state. So here it is the only final state, and all the other states should be normal states, and you should have a start state S with a epsilon transition to the accepting state of the earlier M. That is, accepting state here is Q2. So here it is Q2. So it will have an epsilon with the new start state S. So that is about theorem 3. Now coming to theorem 4. Suppose you have languages L1 and L2. Then you can say that L1 intersection L2 is also regular language. Suppose you have a language L1 that is accepted by M1, that is represented like this. So M1 is equal to Q1 sigma 1 delta 1 Q0 1 F1. And suppose you have a language L2 which is accepted by an automata M2, and it is represented using Q2 sigma 2 del 2 Q0 2 and F2. You can also have another automata M3 which accepts the language L1 intersection L2. So for that you have some theory for it. So you have to write the theory. Suppose you take a state P that belongs to M1, and you take a state Q that belongs to M2. Suppose there is an A transition for the P in M1 to S, and also the same A transition from Q in M2 to R. You can make this R and S as new final state, and this will keep on going until you find transition for all the states. And the final state of the M3 will be the accepting states of that of M1 and M2. So the M3 will have Q3 sigma 1 intersection sigma 2 del dash, then you have Q0 1 and Q0 2. That is the start states of both M1 and M2, and final states F1 and F2 of both of M1 and M2. So let us take an example. So L1 which accepts minimum 1, 0. So for accepting minimum 1, 0, you have a 0, then you have final state. So it could start with 1, so it will have a loop, and it can have 1 or 0 after that. So it should have minimum 1, 0, that will be there. So any number of zeros is okay. So this is for M1. So for M2 it should have minimum number of 1. So for that you will have 1 with the final state, then it can start with 0, and it can have any number of 1 and zeros. So that is about M2. For writing M3, you have to combine the start states, that is Q0 and Q2 here, and you make it as a start state here too. Then you will see the Q0 will have transition to 0 to Q1, and for here it is Q2. So Q1 and Q2, that will be a new state that will be formed with a 0 transition. Now you will check for 1. So for 1, for Q0 it is Q0 only, and for here it is Q3. For Q2 it is Q3. So Q0 and Q3 will create a new new state. So you will check for Q1 and Q2. For Q1, 1 and 0 it is same only. So let us take for 0. For 0 it is Q1 only. For Q2 it is 0 only. So it is self. So here we write it as self. For Q1 the one transition is Q1, but for Q2 the one transition is Q3. So it is go to next day, that is Q1 Q3. Then you have Q0 Q3. You will see Q0 for one transition it will be in Q0 only. For Q3 one transition it will be in Q3 only. So you have one self loop. For 0, for Q0 you will have Q1, and for Q3 it is Q3 only. So Q1 Q3 it will go to Q1 Q3 state. Now for Q1 Q3 you will see these are the final states of M1 and M2. So that will become the final state of M3. So after that you will see the transition for 1 and 0 both have self loops. So it make a self loop 1 comma 0. So that is about the module 2. Thank you guys.